Hi, I'm Dwayne Gleason, Product Manager for Trimble Buildings, and welcome to Part 5 of our video series on Document Controller. Today's all about viewing the 3D models. If you're a traditional Vico Office user, then you may not need to watch all of today's video, but if you're brand new to Document Controller, this is going to be some good stuff. You're going to learn all about how to navigate the models using the toolbars at the bottom of the program, as well as the filtering palette. You're going to learn how to zero in and isolate on any of the content that you might need. You'll also learn how to add versions. Since designs are updated on a regular basis and you need to have all that information in one place, Document Controller will allow you to add all the multiple versions of a model into the data set. Let's check it out. Now that we've got the 3D data set built up, it's time to learn how to start viewing it and interacting with it. Document Controller will most likely be used for two different purposes. Sometimes you just want to view and evaluate the models, and sometimes you want to compare them. To get started with the basic viewing, select on any of the models inside of the document register list, and then choose View Documents in the upper ribbon. That will make the selected model the active model inside of the current view set. Once the desired model is loaded up inside of the active view set, you can start to use the View Control toolbar located at the bottom of the 3D window. Within the toolbar, you'll find a Zoom window, Zoom Extents, Zoom in and out by pressing and holding the left mouse button, Pan by also pressing and holding the left mouse button to move the model, and using the scroll wheel, scrolling in and out to change the zoom. Fly mode, where you can hover around the model using the arrow keys on your keyboard, up and down to move in and out, left and right. Also using the left mouse button to change the direction that you're pointing at any time. If you ever want to get a better look at the model, you may want to cut a section. To do that, click on the Rubik's Cube looking icon and start to move around the faces of the section box to push away the geometry that you do not want. You can move all 6 faces at once to isolate just the part of the model that you want to see closely. To undo the sections, click Zoom Extent, choose the section icon again, and then with the pointer tool, pull the faces back out to their original position. You can use the Reset View button in the upper ribbon at any time to return to a default 3D view that shows all of your activated models without any filters on them. And don't forget, the program offers shortcut keys for all of these commands so that you don't have to continually go down to the ribbon. To access the Quick Key toolbar, navigate to the green arrow in the upper right-hand corner of the program and see the shortcut key list for that module. Note that the shortcut keys will change according to the active module that you're in. Now that we've learned how to select and navigate our 3D models, let's check out how to filter them. To filter the content, we use the filtering palette over here on the right side of the screen. I click on the palette and I'm going to click the pin to lock it in place so that it will stay in the user interface for me as long as I'd like. The first filter that I'm going to run is by model. Here I've checked just the SketchUp massing model and the isolate option, and I see only the massing model. I can do the same with the substructure or the superstructure, or even select 2 models at once. I use the Reset Filter button to undo any filter that I'm finished with. Next, I can isolate unique element types using this filter here. I'll check the slab and the wall option and choose Apply. Now in the 3D view, I only see elements that were created with the slab or the wall tool. Down here, I have the option to save my filters in case I want to return to that view again in the future. I type in the name, choose Save New. Next, I've got the layer filter for any models that were created using SketchUp or ArchiCAD. Just like before, I can select just the content that I want to see, choose Apply, and the view will isolate only that content. Lastly, I've got the manual filter, which allows me to select only the elements that I want and put them into the filtering panel so that I can isolate just a couple of the elements inside my model. It can be used in combination with other filters. So I'll start by isolating just the slabs, then I'll go to the selection tool and choose just the slabs in between the buildings, add those slabs to my manual filter, hit the checkbox and choose Apply. Now, the only thing that appears in my view is the slabs that bridge the two buildings together. Again, I'll want to save this filter so that I can return to it later. Now that we've become experts at navigation, it's time to start building up the data set with the additional releases of models. To do that, we'll go back into the authoring application and grab the second version of a model that was already published to the project. Once we've brought up the new version of the model, we'll again navigate to the Vico Office plugin within the UI, making sure to select the previous listing of this file within the dialog box so that we add a second version of the same model. And this is where Document Controller begins to become truly powerful, because by having the multiple versions of different models inside of the program, you can start to analyze the changes from one design release to the next. In future videos, we'll show you how to create custom reports that can be sent to estimators, schedulers, field managers, and anyone else on the project to be able to identify changes in 3D content very quickly. And just like before, we'll use the same color coding system inside the document register to illustrate anytime a release is different from the previous version, as is the case here with all of our models. Now, you may recall from our last video that we only touched on the activation concept. Here's one of the places in the program where it starts to become important. Because we've received a newer version of all of our models, we want to activate each of those models so that when we return to a default 3D view, the version 3 of the 4 selected models will be what is shown in the default 3D view. We can find out anytime a model is active by looking for the filled circle inside of the document register. Well, that's it for part 5 of our video series on Document Controller. We hope you enjoyed the goodness that was adding and navigating 3D models into the document set. Remember that we learned how to use the 3D view commands at the bottom of the screen, and we also used the filtering palette to isolate by locations, models, object types, and even more. Join us next time where we start to get into some of the good stuff of doing change analysis on 2D drawings. Catch you later.